Hey, I'm going to tell you a story. Well, it's a scenario. It's a scenario that most people can relate to. Imagine going through life. All is good. Everything is great. You have a purpose in life, whether you know it or not, because all realities are predetermined to a purpose. In fact, you have many purposes based on the choices you make. Look at it this way. All the information you gain throughout your entire life will influence all the decisions you will ever make. Every time you wake up, your reality throughout the day will be based and created off the knowledge contained in your reality bubble, which makes your reality predictable. Every choice, every decision you can ever make on any given day with the information contained in your reality bubble relative to the collective is limited, which makes it predictable, predetermined. The more knowledge you gain, the more purposes you'll have access to. But you are in full control of your reality. You know your purpose. You know what moves to make to get ahead. Then one day your timeline crosses paths with a timeline of an attractive person. It's a coincidence that you both happen to meet each other. You like each other. You exchange information. Keep in mind that this person also has a purpose as well, whether they know it or not. A day or two later, you contact one another. You kick it for a couple of weeks, then this person drops a bombshell by telling you that they lost their job and have to move back with their family in another state. Since things are going so well, this person asks if they can crash at your place for a couple of weeks to see if they can find a job so they won't have to move and you won't have to risk breaking up even though you've been dating for less than a month. Under pressure and lust, you give in. This is the moment you should be very careful because now your reality has been altered and not by you. It's being created for you by another person, which is breaking the law of realities. I'll get back to that in a minute. At this point, both realities are now temporarily intertwined with each other, but one is piggybacking off the other. When one makes a choice regarding a now shared simulation, the other is affected. 2 weeks turns into a month. Now this person persuades you into becoming a couple. Hell, we already living together. We might as well be a couple. Reluctant because you don't really know this person, and once again like a sucker, you give in. Another timeline deviation created by the piggybacker. You see where I'm getting at? You are living someone else's reality. Remember, I said the both of you have a purpose. Now your realities are bonded. No decision can be made without affecting the other. This is where problems starts to set in. By breaking the law of realities by allowing others to control the direction of your life's path, you will suffer a series of bad luck and misfortune. When people's realities are bonded, to have a successful life for all parties must have a common purpose to advance successfully to the next stage. If they don't, that bond must be broken. Everything starts off great, but since your predetermined reality has been altered, things starts to happen. About a week or two, your new boyfriend, girlfriend car breaks down. Who's going to pay for that? Remember, that person has no job. Your money's not right because you haven't reached your purpose yet. Now you're the chauffeur for an unplanned dependent. This sometimes cut into important schedules. What are you going to do? Kick them out now? You're a couple now. You know why you're in this situation? It's because you're living that person's purpose. Your predetermined reality gets darker and darker as long as you allow someone else to continue to shape it for you. In fact, that reality isn't supposed to even exist, which is the reason it gets darker for you. It's an aimless reality. The person piggybacking is in control. They will continue to have outside the relationship issues, which in turn cause issues for you. And the longer you stay in this situation, the worse the issues get. Little by little to the point where you won't even notice how bad it's gotten. This is a constant warning by the universe telling you that you're off your true path, and if you don't correct it soon, you will be erased from reality because you are not serving yourself first, which is the real purpose of why you're here in this simulation. A week or two later, their ex that you didn't know about is now in the picture because your broke dependent needed extra money. And this is when you find out that story about losing their job was all made up. They got kicked out for the same reason that person moved in with you. They never had a job in the first place when you met. You're being guided by a reality that shouldn't exist. It's being guided by the hustle. Aimless. Imagine adding a baby in that equation. That's the really dark side of this scenario. You had a purpose which was altered by another person's purpose. You're not supposed to exist in this altered timeline, which is why you develop illness from what we call stress. This is how stress kills, folks. You keep shifting further and further away from your true purpose by the interference of your partner that your existence starts to fade away by stress-related diseases or a sudden break caused by outside forces. This is because your consciousness is not supposed to exist in a reality that's not supposed to exist, where it can influence other realities you're not supposed to have contact with in the first place. So you are being erased out of it. The person that's piggybacking doesn't get off well in the end either. They will always have problems because they, aware or not, advance their position in the collective simulation by the means of other people's reality and not their own work. It always backfires on them. Just a reminder that this story is made up. It's just a typical scenario to give you some understanding of how bonded realities works. You either have to be on the same page with someone or sever the bond ASAP. It's even tougher when it involves family. If you ever find yourself in a situation like this where you're letting others control your reality because of situations that they put you in, the best advice I could give you is to give them a time limit to fix the situation and break away by any means as soon as possible once that time is met, even if it's family. Have a backup plan ready, even if it means hurting the other person, because you will be hurting yourself more in the long run if you don't. And in most cases, that same person won't be around when you need help. You didn't advance this far in life for someone that mismanaged their life to make you pay for their mismanagement by stripping away at your reality. Cut your losses. They have to accept the reality they created for themselves and fix it, which means unbond it from you. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you real soon. Peace.